Hey everybody, what's happening? Welcome to today's video. I'm Brian K, and today we're going to talk about what kind of string gauge and how should you set your guitar up, right? What works best for you? That's what today's video is all about. Now, the quick answer to what kind of string gauge should you use and how much relief should you have in your neck, right, on the guitar? Well, frankly, nobody can answer that question except for you. Okay, that's how it is. It's a tactile thing. The guitar is all about how does the guitar respond to how you play. And that's how you need to approach what type of string gauge that is going to work best for you. How much relief do you want to have in the neck? Those are the things that are completely personal, and nobody else can answer those questions for you. But with that said, I'll share what works for me and why it works for me, and hopefully that will help you be able to assess for yourself what's going to work best for you with your guitar, and what kind of strings should you get for your guitar, and how should you set that guitar up to work for you, right? Now, I like to have some resistance to the string action, and I don't like the lightest strings. Now, these days I'm playing 10 through 46, 10 thousandths on the high E string through 46 to the low E, right? And that works really good for me, but for a long time, I played with 11 through 48 strings. So I had an 11 on the top, and I had, down to a 48 for the low E string. And I used to play Ernie Ball power slinkies for about 15 years. I used that gauge on my guitars, and, and I had about 10 to 12 thousandths of an inch relief in the neck. So I had a decent amount of relief in there with heavy strings. And my action was kind of high. I played with probably, from what I recall, about 5/64ths of an action. So, 2.5 30 seconds, maybe 3 30 seconds on the action. And I do my specs at the 17th fret to, I use one of these machinist rules, and I'll set my action up here at the 17th fret, right? And I check my relief in the 9th fret area by putting a capo here at the 1st fret and pressing down on the last fret, and I look at what's the relief at about the 9th or 10th fret area. And right now I'm using 10 through 46 with about 8 thousandths of an inch relief in the neck. So I like the neck a little bit straighter, and I came down on the string gauge from the 11s that I played for about 15 years to the 10 through 46 gauge that I'm on now. I played the Adagio XLs. I like them a lot. I kind of prefer them over the Ernie Ball strings these days, but for the longest time I played Ernie Ball power slinkies, and that was my string, and with more relief in the neck, and the action was a little bit higher. So I'm down to 2 30 seconds of an inch with the action at the 17th fret with about 8 thousandths of an inch of relief. And for me, that gives me the type of resistance that I need to have. I need to have something pressed back against my fingers. I don't like super light action. I tried all these things in the past, like putting the action super low, playing with light strings, 9 through 45 or 6 gauge strings or whatever, the 9 gauge electric strings. It was very light for me. I just prefer the 10s these days, but I don't like it as heavy as it used to be with the 11 gauge strings. So that's where it's at, and I need to have that, pushing back on my finger feel, so I can control things like the bending that I do. So that's what works for me. And also too, on the bridge, I used to have it floated, but I prefer it decked because I just like the way that the strings feel better. It gives me a little more resistance, and it's not decked so heavy that I can't use the whammy bar, It's there if I want it. It slaps back in tune just fine. No problems there. but it's not so tight that I can't use the whammy bar. So, but it's decked down against the body, which again provides the type of response that works for my style of playing and what I want out of the guitar. You know, if the strings are too light and the action is too low, I have a lot of trouble playing the guitar. It's not a comfortable playing experience at all for me, and I've also found that the sound of the guitar is a little bit on the plinky side. I need the action up a little higher. So I can get nice crispy chords. And the type of response I want back on the strings. So I need to have that type of a response on the guitar, otherwise I can't play the guitar. It's an unplayable guitar for me with super light strings and super low action. But then again, these are the types of things that you need to find out for yourself. So it's okay to have that open mind, you know, try new things, try different gauges of strings, because I've been through that whole route, having 9 gauge on the guitar, 10s, 11s, and then finally settling on the 10s, and a straighter, you know, less relief in the neck, and not a super low action works for me. Now I don't consider 460, 2/32 of an inch, which is where my action is these days on my guitars. I don't consider that to be super high, but for some folks, they find that high, you know. But if it's lower than that, it's an unplayable guitar for me. So that's where it's at for me. So hopefully this will help you in being able to pinpoint what's going to work best for you. But like I said, you know, nobody can tell you what's going to work best for you. You know, you have to find that one out for yourself. So check out some different gauges of strings, see what works for you, and overall just have a good time playing the guitar. So I hope this helps you in being able to figure out what's going to work with how you want to set your guitars up and what kind of strings you want to use. Okay, so if you dig my videos, okay, like, share, subscribe to the page if you're on YouTube. If you're checking me out on Facebook, follow me out there on Facebook, follow the page. And I also have music coming out on a regular basis on all the streaming platforms, original music on Spotify, Apple, Deezer, Bandcamp. Check me out. There's links in the description, wherever that might be on the video, wherever you're watching me. Could be up there, could be down there. I have links to all kinds of cool things that I'm doing, and check those out. Helps to support me out here to keep bringing the content. Okay, if you're looking for guitar lessons, you can also contact me about that. There's links in the description. All right, we'll see you again next time. Peace.